Hello, how are you? Dear goddesses, dear sister friends, this is Tyra Omi Lade, your sister friend, your spiritual guide, here to share a word of inspiration, wisdom to affirm the goodness and the goddess that you are. Boom. How are you doing? I hope that so far you have enjoyed the spring equinox energy. I am one of the ones that loves spring and summer. Bring the heat. Bring the heat. Bring the heat. Well, yeah, I just wanted to go on ahead and stop by and share a word of just a word, a powerful word, an inspiring word is probably more of the the description that I most want to go with. Because what I know is when we have um, wisdom, it will serve as our guiding light, and it's important for us to do readings on a regular basis, to check in with our energy, yeah, to keep up with it because what ends up happening is if we don't, then the next thing we know, we may find that like we're grumpy. It seems like life is just not going our way. We feel more negative than usual. And so it is important for us to make sure that we are doing things to consistently keep up with what's my mission today? What's my mission this week, this month, this quarter, this year? And then to also do spiritual practices to help keep our energy balanced. So, this is one of the reasons that self care is so important. I feel like people just really need to accept self care is part of our spiritual work. It's part of what is just natural and normal for humans. And yeah, we just need to go with it. Thank you all so much for watching. As you can see scrolling at the bottom, the mini readings are open. There are 10 slots available. You have until Friday. I think that's March 25th to order one or if I sell them out before, that's when they close. Once I get to 10, it's done. This is a powerful reading, power packed. It's going to be going over largely what I'm talking about. What is your mission for the spring? And how are these eclipses going to affect you? There's some other astrological events that I'll look at that are happening in Pisces. Very important sign. Folks think Pisces season is over. Well, I have another you got another thing coming if you think Pisces is over. So I do encourage you to book your mini reading and find out what's going on. If you want a more in-depth reading, of course, those are available. But right now I'm talking about mini readings and let's talk about the wisdom for this week. So, we have first and foremost today, the sun is in Aries. Happy birthday to all of the Pisces. Excuse me, Aries goddesses out there. Oh my goodness, it is your time. Happy New Year to all of the Aries moons and risings. This is a season of renewal and new beginnings for you, for everybody. Happy Aries season. It's a new year, astrological new year for us all. And so I do encourage you to take that time to set some intentions for the next year from now until this time next year and yeah, light some fire. Maybe you light a candle, maybe you can actually light like a bonfire or something like that. um and just really connect with this energy of fire, connect with the energy of the warrior. Move, let's get active. Even if it's more gentle movement, still it's okay. Let's just move our bodies because that's what Aries is about. For everyone, this is a great time to focus on things that are Aries, which it's a sign that has to do with taking action. And so I encourage you to decide, how are you going to take action? And maybe it's some energy that has, maybe you need to be courageous about something and really get your energy behind going on ahead and taking that risk. Aries is an energy that has to do with risk taking. So going on ahead, and is there a risk that you need to take? Now, we'll say Aries is the same energy as Harakahuti out of the Metu Egyptian oracle that I use. And Harakahuti is about um what was I going to say about Harakahuti? Definitely. It's an energy that has to do with, okay, so this is the energy of the warrior. And one of the objects is the machete, the machete. And so you want to take that machete and you want to use it to cut out of your life anything that's not serving you. Largely, you know, it's that what's going on the inside. When we talk about this energy from the Ifa tradition, Ogun. Ogun is a warrior. And what do the warriors do? They help us to slay the enemy without, but also the enemy within. And typically, the enemy within can be, not typically, sometimes the enemy within can be the greatest force that we have to overcome. And Aries gives us the courage to go and take care of whatever that is, to face it and to do something about it. So what is it? What do you need to do something about? How do you need to be courageous, especially when it comes to shifting what is going on the inside of you? We have a lot of feminine energy that is prominent right now. And the feminine energy often has to do, we're going to even say, with the body or with the emotions, with the inner landscape. And so I encourage you to think about how do you need to take action when it comes to your emotions. Maybe some of y'all need to be acting on your intuition more. You're not following your intuition, your intuitive nudges. Maybe some of you need to, make a decision. You are going to make the changes in your lifestyle, in your body. Some of us need to be taking action on resources. What do you need to do about your finances? What do you need to do to open yourself up to be more abundant? It's a sign that also has to do with creativity. Aries is all about the body, also. So I encourage you to find ways to move your body in a creative manner. Um, yeah, focus on the body. And also, what is it that you perhaps need to create through mm, through the laws of attraction, the laws of manifestation? What is it that you want to manifest? What seeds do you need to plant? And then eventually take action on. Um, and I see Aries is a very pure energy. And the reason I'm saying it that way is because, I don't know. I just feel like this is an energy where we can decide we're going to be authentic, because Aries is like a no BS type sign. Aries is like, it's no BS for me, right? And so, like, how do you just need to show up and just be like, y'all, no BS. This is who I am, right? I love this about that. And then the sun is natural um, genius and brilliance, and open yourself up to receive a message in some way that um, is about you and how you can channel your Aries energy, or how to use Aries energy in your life to maybe bring out your own inner brilliance, to cut through any blocks that you may be having to fully expressing who and what you are. I'm excited about the sun being in Aries. It's always a really good sign for me. Um, so let me just do this really quickly. Let me see if I have all of them. For the air signs, Aries is gonna be it's in the house that has to do with, it's a social house. So this could be a time for all of the air signs where you begin to, maybe the air signs get more social and you begin to network and make more connections, uh, you know, that will perhaps help you in business or help you in some way. Whenever I see the social houses, ignited, I say it's important for you to find support, to reach out and be a part of a community, even if it's a community where, y'all have shared interest and, where you can feel to a certain degree normal. And I see the social houses actually as houses where you can make gains in terms of business also. But also the social houses are mental houses. So maybe the air signs will become you'll just maybe have a lot of downloads if you're writing, if you are communicating with people in some kind of way. This will be a really good time for you. Oh my gosh, for the fire signs, these are happening in what I consider houses that I talked about how Aries is about taking action. Um and Aries wants to see some results. Like Aries is like, "Come on y'all, let's do this." So for I guess I always forget what it looks like. I just get on and start talking. Every screen almost looks exactly the same. So I guess I could blow myself up while I do this. But for the fire signs, it's happening in houses where you can really make something happen. You may have like a lot of good fortune come your way. Every season may be a season for um, fire signs where a lot of times you're like, "Ooh, my energy is good," or it's a really fun time, or you just feel expansive. And again, these are houses where it's a lot of good fortune that could come from these houses. I will say these are houses um, that you may want to actually do what I talked about, moving that body, perhaps in a very creative way, a fun way. These houses, for some of y'all, might ignite your sexual energy. So don't be surprised if you feel a little extra sexual for the um, fire signs. For the earth signs, these are actually houses that are more they're what we could call the dark houses or the inner houses. And it's why to a certain degree well, let me just put it this way. Aries could be a time that is very you feel more introspective. You feel like Aries is a season where you may be a little bit more introverted, and you're already introverted earth signs, but you feel even more introverted, and you might be some of the ones who are using this Aries energy to confront the enemy within, which oftentimes are maybe inner demons or blocks that you may have. Um, and you feel like these are making you slip, trip, and fall. And, earth signs are not exactly the most emotional. Honestly, y'all are not super emotional, but you may feel a little extra emotional during Aries season. So don't panic. It's what you need to feel your emotions, or you need to feel more emotional every now and again because that's a part of our makeup. But one thing that I think is important for the earth signs is to make sure you offer yourself some extra TLC. A lot of the earth signs are looked at as to a certain degree workaholics. So Aries, even though everybody else may be like hot on it, you, especially Taurus may feel the least hot on it right now. This is a good time to, go to the spa, take extra baths. Maybe you go sit in a sauna since your emotional houses are fire signs. So maybe you go get some type of therapeutic work or healing work that ignites fire or uses fire in some kind of way. And for the water signs, this is happening actually in houses that have to do um, with work and career. To a certain degree, self-care. So I think it's also important for the water signs to be focused on how can you what do you need to do to best support yourself in terms of your lifestyle, how you're taking care of yourself, what you're eating. But make no mistake about it. This is happening in signs that could be all about you making gains and inroads in your career. And one thing I am excited about for the water signs is Mars will eventually be in Aries. So Mars is coming back. So the sun is giving us an opportunity for the water signs to um, come up with some new ideas. And even if you don't feel super energetic right now, Mars will come in and continue this process of laying new groundwork, planting seeds, taking action, being courageous, being focused for the water signs. So I'm excited for you all. This is a time where you can make a lot of gains in your career, water signs. So make sure you take advantage of that. So excited about Aries. Now, the other thing that I'm excited about is Saturn is visible tomorrow. Hallelujah. The planets will go visible and invisible at times, depending on how close they are to the sun. And so Saturn went invisible in January. And so I'm ready for Saturn to come back visible again because um, well, yeah, I want Saturn to come back visible because Saturn is in one of its signs of a domicile sign, which is um let me pull that up actually. Uh let me see if I can remember today. Yeah. Saturn is in one of its home signs of Aquarius. So, we want Saturn to be strong because is when a planet is in its when a planet is invisible, its energy is low and we don't have full access to it. And so when Saturn is retrograde, it's not super serious in my opinion because Saturn is about being slow and methodical. But when a planet is invisible, its energy is not easy to access. And so Aquarius has to do with progress. We have two other planets that are there, um, and so we just want Saturn to be strong so we can start making progress. Let me tell you, Capricorns and Aquarius are going to feel so much better now that Saturn is coming visible. And one thing, I'm going to just take one moment, a break from what I was talking about. And I think I mentioned the mini readings. I should have done this in the beginning. Oh, I did mention the mini readings. I saw that I had this pulled up, but I forgot to mention it. But yes, please, I would love to do a reading for you to help you to understand what the mission is for this, to help you to understand your astrology. It's a lot of people out there have no idea and trying to figure out astrology on your own is like taking a very slow train. Let's talk about Saturn moving slowly, but fast track it. Let somebody who understands astrology tell you what's here. It's always good. Even I get readings from other people because I need somebody on the outside who's not, when we are constantly looking at our lives from the position that we're in, which is first person, it's hard to see. Talk about Pisces being prevalent right now. It's hard to see what's in our blind spot, right? Pisces is a blind spot. That blind spot for a lot of us is heightened. And so when you get a reading, then I can look and help you to see the blind spot and maybe what needs to be done because sometimes what's in that blind spot going back to that Aries is the very thing that we need to address in order to move forward. Okay. So back to today's reading. So yeah, this Saturn is coming visible. So excited about that. Now we're already feeling this Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So Mercury conjunct Jupiter, I'm gonna move this a little bit closer. Mercury conjunct Jupiter, beautiful wisdom, beautiful downloads, beautiful insights, inspiration. Open yourself. I'm gonna say today, this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Mm, yeah. Open yourself up to some beautiful download. If you are creative, open yourself up to something creative coming through, some beautiful speech. Maybe it's some Mercury conjunct Jupiter. It could be opening your mind up so that you can see something that you previously couldn't see. Somebody may say something that is profound, that helps you to have the perspective in order to move past whatever the block is. Let me tell y'all something. One thing that I know is that a lot of times we need a reframe. We simply need to see a new perspective on something, and that will free us. And this conjunction, which means they are meeting, let me just show y'all. Here we go, right here. Mercury and Jupiter right there together on the 18th degree. What that is about is um, we can begin to, a lot of times, what ends up happening is we just need to see something from a different perspective. Oh, it's happening in Pisces. This is what I was saying. And with them happening in Pisces, it's about um, liberating ourselves. So, a new perspective that will help us to liberate ourselves. What do you need to be liberated from? That maybe it's just a shift in perspective. You've been seeing it one way. I've been doing the timeline techniques that I learned um, through my NLP training with some ladies who are in my one-to-one coaching. What I experienced, and I'm watching them experience the same thing, is all these years, and timeline techniques reach back to other lifetimes. It reach back to generational. It might be something from somebody else, grandma and them back in the day. When we allow ourselves to have a Maatian view. What is Ma'at? Ma'at looks at the big picture. This is why she's so optimistic. Sometimes it's all these years I've been looking at it one way, and it's because my focus was so myopic. I picked up a way of seeing it. Like for me, this event it took place at age 3. All these years from age 3, I've been holding that view of myself, age 3, in the midst of it. When I went through the timeline techniques, I was able to expand myself out and get a different view and hence a different learning. And it freed me up from that situation feeling like it was holding me captive. That's what this is about. This Jupiter and Mercury meeting in Pisces, liberation, perhaps liberation from something in the subconscious mind. So I love that. Also, creative downloads. Now, something else that is a big deal, we're feeling this today, Mars square Uranus. So, right here is Mars, and it's at the 11th degree square Uranus. So, this happens over a couple of days. And I have noticed over this last week, it started maybe last Wednesday, just so many technological things going on with people. Like my internet just all of a sudden went out, which is Aquarius and Uranus. The next day, I did a live stream with a goddess, I mean, a priestess, a sister priestess, and her internet just all of a sudden went on the fritz. Because, Mars is in Aquarius, which is the internet, and Uranus is the internet. It rules Aquarius. I've seen other things. I can't remember everything, but I've just seen. Oh shoot! I knocked out one of my lights. Hold on one second. I've just seen a lot going on with the internet, so that's something that we could see quite a bit going on with technology, just kind of going on the fritz. Um, you know, Mars is and Uranus, they're both energies that are about taking action. So it could be that we're like pushed to take action. Um but it feels very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. So, if you get frustrated this week and you're just like, "Forget it, I'll do it," um, then don't be surprised. It's That's what a square is. It just makes you, like, frustrated. You get so ticked off that you're like, "F it, I'm just gonna do it." Might be regarding resources, maybe some stuff that you have you need to get rid of, or maybe, it's, something with health and wellness needs to happen, and you're just like, "Forget it." Or maybe it's something about, something you've been working on and you need to make progress. Maybe you haven't been making progress, and you just get so irritated, or something pushes you and you get frustrated, and you're just like, "Forget it. I'll do it." So a square is considered challenging, but I give thanks that my teachers taught me a square is good energy. It's actually the energy of Mars, this energy of Aries. So this I perceive the beginning of the week to be, let me see. Yeah, quite a bit of this week being very active, where we feel like we have it's like we want to take action. I do perceive that this week. I hope 1 second. I feel like I have a cough. And then we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter on the 23rd. Let's see here. One, two. Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So, Mercury conjunct Jupiter. That again is this is how I would describe that. It's about the mind being open, maybe people who don't all the time, like air signs feel, especially the Geminians. Y'all may feel like, "Oh my gosh, I feel like my intuition is like wide open right now," because that's Neptune. Neptune is higher divine wisdom. It's when we think about the great divine consciousness, that's Neptune. So we all may feel more intuitive. Also, that's another energy that could be beautiful for some type of creative download. I also encourage you to use that time to help your mind to maybe you maybe you can offer your mind some TLC, and maybe you do some hypnosis, subliminal type of work. It's all in Pisces, so this is definitely focusing on the subconscious mind. And I probably need to come on and talk about the subconscious mind more, because whatever changes we want to make, whatever we want to manifest in our life, if we have not gotten our subconscious mind on board, trust me, Pisces is also about sabotage. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back for some Pisces. I can say it. I used to hate that notion. I know it. Pisces is the sign of self-undoing. And so, it's important to understand you really need to get your subconscious mind on board. Might be something that you need to get cleared up out that piece. This is a good time to work on that. Okay, so that's what I have for you all in terms of um, the astrology. Now, the other thing I want to touch on with y'all are the affirmations. The first one that I pulled is I am triumphant. Oh, this is interesting. I celebrate all victories, big and small. And then the other one is I am proud. I take deep pleasure in my own achievements. And I think that's interesting because I am triumphant is so Aries. And so I think it's important. Like, I believe in embracing all the different energies, and it's okay to have a competitive edge. Like for me, I've always sort of taken Oprah's advice, what she said years ago, which is I compete with my own self. I see, okay, this is where I am, and let me challenge myself. And maybe that's something that we want to do is to just compete with our own selves, and it's a way to get us active and get us moving, and no matter what, we end up triumphant. Is there something that you need to be proud of this week that you haven't celebrated? I appreciated the sisters who sent me their wins. I was so excited to see these wins. We're still under the energy of this full moon. We just had the full moon in Virgo. The full moon is a time to celebrate victories. And I can assure you, we beat up on ourselves all the time. We tell ourselves all the things we don't get done, but we really need to stop and take stock of, what we have done. We need to give ourselves some atta girls and pat ourselves on the back. Come on. As a matter of fact, when you're watching this video at this point, drop in the comments, what are you proud of? How have you been triumphant? Even as I say it, I'm thinking to myself, I'm the one who teaches this stuff, but I've got to make sure I live it too because I've been down on myself for some reason. I need Saturn to come back. I need Saturn to turn it up. Come on back, Saturn. Okay. Last little bit. I'm going to show y'all this one. This is mindful messages. I got to take my glasses off for this one. Okay, the message for you all this week is from Mindful Messages is called Expressing Love. So affirm this for yourself. Today, I noticed the things I appreciate about the people in my life. I take a moment to send them love and to wish them well. My love is infinite and it feels great to express. I love that. Expressing love. Who can you express love to this week? And maybe you just do it in your heart and in your mind, but who can you express love to? I love this. This is another affirmation that I offer to you for this week. And let me know which one of these like really were like that one right there. That one right there stood out for me. I choose to see my life through a lens of gratitude. And y'all know I talk about how important gratitude is. We talked about manifesting. One of the chief ways that I manifest now in my life is through gratitude. Every day I'm like, okay, I go out of my way to write things down. Last night, I can't remember what happened, but I went to bed and I was like, oh, I didn't write anything down today. I laid right there in that bed and I thought of, what am I grateful for? So it's important for you to see your life through the lens of gratitude. It will lead to you feeling more triumphant and you will be so proud of yourself. This all sounds sort of like airy fairy type stuff, but give it a try and let me know how it works. Because I can assure you, all this beating up on ourselves, it will feel different from that. It will feel very different. And I know you will see different results in your life. This one sort of like was like, pick me up too. So I don't even know what it says. Let's see what it says. Today, I remember that my worth isn't found in another person's hands. Those whispers were never meant for me. Okay. Uh, Today I remember that my worth isn't found in another person's hands. Okay, I get that. And wow, like it cannot be overstated. Our worth has to be inherent. The question is, how do we end up getting there? I know a lot of people wonder that. It does take going out of your way to just be like, you know what? I'm going to value myself. And I need to not. I remember when I started thinking this, I need to not care so much about what other people think about me. A lot of us are social, we're people pleasers. Some of this is how we have been socialized. And so we have to desocialize that part of ourselves and just start telling ourselves, there's nothing that can add to my worth or take away from my worth. The main goal is for me to operate from my worth. And I want y'all to understand, those whispers were never meant for me. The other person speaking to you or whatever. Um, First and foremost, when people see our greatness and they reflect it back to us, like shake your head, like yes. So if someone whispered to you and it was the truth, just be like yes. But they weren't adding to your value. Your value is not tied to that. You're just like, oh, this person can see. This person really sees who I am. That's great. Good. Um, but we definitely want to, yeah, like I said, I forgot what I was saying. Go out of our way to make sure that we do the work. Oh, because what I want y'all to know is this the powers that be that are put into place to create the challenges that we experience here of not what these powers are doing are like. That's my husband. I have to call him right back. Is they are um They want us to not feel worthy because when we don't feel worthy, we're not writing our books, we're not doing our readings, we're not making our jewelry, we're not getting that higher education to do with whatever, we have been called to do in terms of higher education. Yeah. The powers that be, they're like, this is great. That's what happens when we don't operate from our worth. Okay. So, and when we start doing these things, and I can assure y'all, understand this, you cannot care. You just have to know what your gift is, all that. And you like Mr. Pre. I got the gift and I'm gonna use it. Y'all remember Mr. Pre? All the old heads out there. It's you just gotta use your gift. And it doesn't matter what the world says about it. It's hard. I can tell y'all, I struggle with it sometimes. Being in the online space and figuring out how do I get my message out to people. Um, I can't care because if I did care, there might would be a lot of days that I won't log on. I used to be that way. I would just be like, I'm just not sure if what I do makes a difference. And now it's more about like when I die, I want to make sure I said everything that needed to be said. The older I get, the more I'm like, F it. I'm just gonna go on and say it. And because I know what I'm saying is good. And I have pure intentions behind it, so badly wanted to help people. And that's just what you have to make up in your mind. That's what you're gonna do. And, we got Aries, we got Ogun, we got Herakahuti. We have the warrior energy. We got Oya, if we want to go down the goddess path. We got Kali, we got Durga, Pele, Sekhmet, Beset. We got all these goddesses. They got our backs. Okay. But I can assure you, oftentimes when you're sharing your giftedness, it's like so many beautiful people show up, like you showing up here on my channel. This is Tyrone Milade. Hope that this has been helpful to you all. I wish you all a beautiful first week of spring. And yeah, please, I invite you to get your mini reading with me. I don't often offer these. And I look forward to seeing y'all somewhere here in the Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. Blessings of the Great Mother be upon you and yours now and always. Peace and love.